What is up, YouTube? It's VyPr Sports here, and today I'm going to be talking about the trades that the New York Giants have made over the past couple days and the impact that they will have on the team. They made some very interesting moves over the past couple days, sending cornerback Eli Apple to the New Orleans Saints, and sending defensive tackle Daman Harrison to the Detroit Lions. So this leaves us with the question, what are they doing, and what is their plan for the future? In this video, I'm going to talk about the trades they made, their immediate future, and potential trades they could make before the deadline, and what their plan should be going into the future. So without further ado, let's get into it. Trades they made, first one being sending cornerback Eli Apple to the New Orleans Saints in return for a 4th and 7th round pick. I think this was a pretty fair deal. I think the Saints got a slight advantage given the picks that they gave the Giants weren't too great. Eli Apple hasn't really shown much on the Giants, and I think he could definitely benefit from being in a Saints system where you have a clear cornerback number one who's amazing in Marshawn Lattimore. And really, I think he still has potential. The Giants, he wasn't really that great of a fit there, and I think with Ken Crawley not being as good as he was last year, Eli Apple has a shot to be a serious number 2 cornerback on this team. In trading Daman Harrison to the Detroit Lions for a 5th round pick, the Lions just robbed him flat out. Daman Harrison is one of the best defensive tackles in the league at stopping the run, and for a 5th round pick, that's a horrible deal for the Giants, an amazing deal if you're a Lions fan. Their defense just got way better without them really giving much. So bravo Lions for making this trade, and Giants, I don't know what you were thinking, but you might want to try to come up with some more equal trades this time. But now it clearly looks like they're tanking. They're somewhat clearing house, not as much as what Oakland is doing right now, but they're still clearing out most of the guys on the team who they don't really have plans for in the future. And this means that they might trade away some guys before the deadline. The main one being cornerback Janoris Jenkins. I could see him getting traded to a team like the New England Patriots or the Pittsburgh Steelers for a deal that would probably include the Giants getting a 2nd or a 3rd round pick, probably a 3rd, and some young talent. The Steelers need the secondary help. They haven't been too great in that area this year. Belichick always finds a way to trade for these, and having Janoris Jenkins and Stephon Gilmore would be a great duo in the secondary. But there are also some teams that I think you should watch with Janoris Jenkins' name. Those teams include the Houston Texans, Kansas City Chiefs, and the Denver Broncos, because they all need some secondary help and would definitely benefit from Janoris Jenkins. The other thing is they are all out of conference, so I feel like the Giants would be a lot more comfortable trading Janoris Jenkins out of conference as opposed to within the conference. He's definitely not going to go to Eagles, not only because they're in conference, but because they're a division rival. So this really makes it seem like an AFC team is where Janoris Jenkins would get traded to if he were to get traded. Over the next couple years, the Giants are clearly going to be building off of Odell Beckham Jr., Saquon Barkley, and the rest of their great offense. Aside from quarterback and some positions on their offensive line, they have a great offense set up. You have to remember they still have Sterling Shepard and Evan Ingram on the offense as well, and they have a great young safety in Landon Collins on the other side of the ball. Over the next couple years, they definitely need to draft a quarterback. That should be their number 1 priority, because as great as a career that Eli Manning has had for this organization, his time with them is clearly over. They may also consider drafting a cornerback or some other defensive players to improve their defense. They don't have the best defense right now and could definitely benefit from getting some young talent on that side of the ball. But their offense with a great young quarterback is definitely going to be set. But I don't know if that's going to be the move that they take in this year's draft. I think there's a very good shot that they tank to try to get Nick Bosa, defensive end out of Ohio State. He's, in my opinion, one of the best players in this year's draft class, and most people say that this quarterback class isn't as great as last year's or the best that it could possibly be. They could definitely draft a quarterback in the 2nd round or using next year's 1st round pick, depending on how good that is. But Nick Bosa would make an immediate impact on their defense, and one that a quarterback may not be able to match as immediately, and Nick Bosa is clearly the best player that they could get, and he would have a big impact on the team. I find this potential situation to be very similar to the situation they had last year when they had the choice to draft Saquon Barkley or a quarterback. Could have gotten Sam Darnold or Josh Allen, Josh Rosen, Lamar Jackson last year with their first round pick, but they chose to draft Saquon Barkley instead because he was clearly the best player available, and they definitely regret not taking him. He's played great for them this season, and I think this situation may repeat itself with Nick Bosa. As great as he is, they do need a quarterback more, but it really comes down to the question, is it worth skipping out on the best player in the draft class for a position you need more? Now, I don't know which side the Giants are going to choose with this. So the Giants will definitely be an interesting team to follow over the next few years because there's a lot of potential moves that they could make, and they have a great future ahead of them if everything goes right. They draft a great quarterback or some other great players, they could definitely be a playoff team in a few years with Saquon and Odell Beckham. So I want to know what you guys think. Will they trade anyone else before the deadline? What will happen to them for the rest of the season? And who will they draft in the first round of next year's draft? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and consider subscribing if you're new. This has been VyPr Sports, and I will see you guys in the next video.